Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, August 16th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I bridge the energy between my heart and my mind and find my center. And that center is going to help as I flip things over here. That's going to help with some of this incoming energy. So Friday, pretty good. It's, pretty calm, I would say, overall. And then this weekend we start prepping for a decently sized full moon, decently energized full moon on Monday. And we actually have quite a few things happening on Monday that we're going to be feeling in the background. So we had our Mars-Jupiter conjunction. It hasn't reached a peak yet, but as of this evening, we're going to have this evening being Thursday evening when I'm recording this, the Saturn-Mars square is really hard to get myself to record because this energy definitely feels a little heavy. But, Friday we're kind of shaking that off. We have some good earth energy that's helping us be pragmatic, get the work done, do what needs to do. We have a little breakthrough when it comes to our flow. I love these two cards together. But like I said, this weekend, we're just kind of turning up the temperature a little bit. We'll have the moon moving into Aquarius, meeting up with Pluto. We'll have Mercury and Uranus having a square. Multiple other things going on. I'll do the write-ups. But Monday, like I said, has a big full moon coming in, as well as Jupiter squaring Saturn, and that full moon is going to be squaring Uranus. So full moons, they pull us into their energetic orbit, right? And we start feeling the building. We're going to start feeling the building. So today is the day when you want to be practical and get what you need done so that you can dance with the full moon energies, whatever they're bringing to you. Probably some inner child work, probably some face-offs with your ego, probably some of that triggering with the Uranus energy, not to mention some lessons with the Jupiter and Saturn square. I will tell you, I have Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in my chart, and what that always means is gonna work hard. There's hard work because they're both are teachers of the zodiac, so they're you got your lessons that you need to face, but there's always benefit in there. So just know, if you do the work, if you show up, there's some good completion, benefit, gift energy coming towards you. So let's look at Friday. Moon, like I said, in Capricorn, the moon is trining Venus in Virgo, and then the moon in Capricorn is sextiling Saturn in Pisces. So it just feels like showing up for yourself, doing what you need to do, being pragmatic, being a little practical about it. And I think there's, kind of feeling let the universe guide you. It'll show you where you need to go, where your light is maybe needed for others to help support others in and through this energy. I have the letting go card, and so I just think that there's emotional processing, like I said, coming in with this full moon, maybe some triggers. It's just a show up and do the work kind of day. There is something interesting happening. I want to address this moon Saturn. It's interesting because the moon in Capricorn brings that Capricorn-y Saturn energy, the karmic pieces. Again, how is the universe, where and how is the universe pushing you right now, right? And it's connecting into Saturn in Pisces. And to me, this is feeling like supporting the wrap-up of Pluto, in the sign of Capricorn. While it's not yet back, in about 2 weeks, we're going to have Pluto, words are hard today, Pluto back in the sign of Capricorn for about 2 months. And I feel like this connection between the moon and Saturn and Pisces is just bringing some of those lessons. So just be aware of lessons that you've had since 2008 showing up and asking you to like show, like, here's how I've done my work when you had to do it in school, right? Like, this is how I did my work. This is how I got to 1 + 1 = 2. It's the same thing. The universe is like, do you get it? Do you understand it yet? So be aware of that coming in. We also have one more interesting transit as I'm looking at the chart, and I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. We have Lilith in Virgo pulling on Neptune in Pisces. And I think some of the work of Pluto in Capricorn is recognizing where the patriarchal energy can take you away from your soul, where the shoulds of the world, the shoulds of society takes you away from what is true for you, what is personally, morally aligned for you, what your soul path is. And I think that this is part of that letting go, and I think this is part of the sharing card, that as you are able to let go of the shoulddiness, you're aligning more with that inner light. So that's an interesting opposition that we have going on. I feel like we all have a Lilith wound within us, and the Lilith wound is like when you do what feels aligned for you and the rest of the world's like, really, you did that? That's not what you should have done. Everybody thinks they know best, right? But if you're listening to the call of your soul, like, trust that path. It's not necessarily going to be the easiest one. I will tell you that, because I've done both. I have done, okay, this is what the world wants me to do. Even though this feels wrong, I'm going to do this. Terrible results. I've also done well, this is how my soul's calling me, so I'm going to do this thing even though everybody else is saying no. Not quite as terrible results, but not always easy. So keep that in mind, like, because we think, like, if I'm doing it right, it's going to be easy. I wish it worked that way. But just keep that in mind, that some of those wounds around being called to, like, honor and listen to your soul, that might be up with this Neptune Lilith opposition. Lilith reminds us to go our own way. Lilith reminds us we have a soul plan, and the world doesn't necessarily always reflect that. So pay attention to these things coming up. I think that you'll get glimmers of it, and it's all like kind of coming to a head Monday, but this weekend has some stuff. Sleep might get interesting with that Mercury Uranus square, and that's heralding that full moon energy squaring Uranus. Ground yourself, breathe, take it easy, watch out for your inner child, bring along your inner parent, because these are some interesting energies. All right, let's pull a card from the Cat's Chaos deck. It's the Cat's deck now because they make it chaotic. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, I love the back of this card. This is the cool thing, is like there's so many interesting cards from interesting decks in here, and I don't even know what this is, but it's the 8 of Bows, Hearthfire. And this just looks like a gathering around a fire. It looks like a celebration around a fire. And, you know, this is a fire full moon energy coming in. To me, again, this is pulling on these lunar energies that we're approaching. So maybe this is a call to do some little fire ceremony in this energy to revive your inner fire, to revive your inner primal, but also to release what needs to be released. Fire does double duty. So that's going to be it for today. You can book a reading with me. Oh, my friend's book, the physical copy, has been released. So if you are waiting for the physical copy, that is now present on Amazon. You can find it by clicking the link below the video on YouTube, and send me proof of purchase, and I will add you into the raffle. And I'm going to do it, I think maybe with the full moon energy, right? Like, doesn't that sound right? So get that done. And besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.